Hello and welcome to another edition of Let's Talk Ghosts. And today we are actually going to revisit a couple of people that we have listened to in the past. So today we are talking about Moxley's Paranormal World. I'm pretty sure we've reviewed him in the past. Yeah. Anyway, the episode that we watched today is actually just came out. I think it was a half an hour before we saw it.
Yeah.
So it's very new, very fresh, a lot different from the previous stuff that wasn't as new. Anyway, This is called Three Sisters Murder House, the UK's most haunted house. Now, first off, the opening credits have gotten so good. It's like don't start laughing at me. It's very, very professional looking now, the way that they bring in all the stuff. And you even said the B-roll was good.
Yeah, well, the B-roll was good, but,
Yes, and that's tied in with the credits, for God's sakes.
God.
Jeez. Anyway, it's very, very professionally done. He's learned a lot over the last year since we first reviewed him. Anyways, that was the first thing I saw. Now, he did say that he's been to this site a few times in the last few years. Yeah. And so the first little bit, he was actually taking note of some of the things that had changed versus what they were like before.
Right.
So basically, he's doing his security sweep because it is a very old, abandoned house.
Yes.
I wouldn't even call it. It's almost a mansion. It's huge.
Yeah, it's huge.
And it's... I almost wonder if we've seen this before in someone else's video, this like the location. But I'm not sure because it's hard to know sometimes, right? But anyway, he says he's been there a few times and he comments first off, right off the bat, that a couple of the doors to I don't know where have been boarded up.
Yeah.
So obviously whoever is in charge of the property, even though they're not taking care of it, they're making sure that people aren't going to fall through the floor or whatever.
Yeah.
Which is good. Again, this is an abandoned, supposedly.
But there's supposed to be murders out.
There apparently was...
But they can't find anything.
Well, they said that
he said he couldn't find anything.
He said the rumor was there were three sisters murdered there, possibly by the brother. But there is no proof. He can't verify it. It's just almost an urban legend.
Yeah.
So.
Again, making a totally innocent house haunted.
Could be. Yeah. Could very well be. So yeah, he's going through and doing his security sweep, make sure he's the only person there. And he is investigating by himself. I am not a fan of investigating derelict places alone. Simply for safety reasons. You don't know what you're going to run into.
Yeah, but he did it in the daytime.
He did, and that was good. He did go in the daytime. There was enough dark spaces in this building that you got the feel of it being at night, even though it wasn't. And there's no rule that says you have to investigate at night.
Yeah.
No. So yeah, he did go in the daytime. Now he's using one of the necrophonic apps.
Right.
Which he plays with a little bit, but he doesn't use it a lot. In his security his security sweep, he does get some disembodied voices on his voice.
Help me.
Yeah, help me, and are you okay?
Yeah.
so, and it's the same female voice.
Yeah.
Making sure he's okay, I guess. I don't know. Interesting. This house is it's got a lot of debris. And a lot of stuff that you can tell people have been there. For one thing, did you see this spot where about the candles? The little tea light candles?
Yeah.
And they're brand new. They've not been used. But they're laid out very specifically in this line. And they're on a shelf kind of thing. So obviously he thinks they're there to, for doing a ritual or something. But obviously they've not been burnt. So the ritual was never if that's what they're there for. The ritual was never done. There was a lot of, in one section, he asked, were these your clothes? Do you remember that?
Yeah.
Those clothes looked brand freaking new, or very close to new. Yeah. So I don't think they were part of the house. No. I think maybe someone might have been there or visited there, lived there, you know? A lot
Crashing there.
Well, the house is very close to that busy road.
Yeah.
And it's very possible that some homeless person could have taken up shelter there.
Yeah.
And maybe those are the candles, you know, for some light. I mean, who knows? Yeah, so those definitely were not the clothes of the people that were living in the house and that were murdered. No. They're far too new and fresh.
Yeah.
I mean, the colors were still vibrant. Probably if you were to pick them up and look, the styles would not be the same.
Yeah.
So that was a little bit interesting. He does continue on through the entire building, except the basement. He didn't go down the basement.
Yeah.
Did he? No. And at one point upstairs on the second floor, he points out a spot on the floorboard where there's a missing board, and you can look down.
Yeah.
So it's a good thing that he went in the daytime, because he might have missed that.
Yeah.
But this is why I don't think it's safe to go investigating one of those places alone. I mean, what happens if, you know, he steps around it, but the board is rotten and down he goes? Yeah. You know, it's dangerous. So I didn't like that very much. Then he is on the stairs, and he's convinced he hears steps behind him.
Yeah. Well, it startled him enough to make him
jump. Like you could tell he was nervous.
But I couldn't hear it.
Yeah, we couldn't hear it. Never can hear it.
No.
I hate that. Yeah. But to his credit, he didn't just go, "Did you hear that? Did you hear that?" He went up looking.
Yeah.
He was convinced he heard something. Yeah. He went up to debunk, was hoping to debunk, and he couldn't. Yeah. But he looked through all the rooms, looking to see if there was a person there. That's what an investigator would do. Not just stand there and look at the camera and go, "Oh, did you hear that?" Yeah. Which we get so tired of.
Don't get me started.
It's too late. Did you hear that? Did you hear that?
No.
Oh, so yeah, he does this. And at one point he's upstairs and you hear voices. Mm-hmm. And they, to me, sounded like they were people downstairs. They were very vivid and clear. Now that could have been coming in from outside. Hard to know. But he called downstairs, "Hello, who's down there?" And there was nobody. Yeah. So if there was somebody that was going to come in, they might have been spooked off by having him there. Yeah. Which is likely. It easily could have been the homeless people whose clothes those were. Yeah. Could have been another paranormal group. Could have been urban explorers. Could have been anything. But whoever it was got spooked off. And I think those were real people. And I think he expected it to be real people too. It just didn't.
Well, you never know.
Well, it's true. You never know. You never know. But it was just so vivid and clear that I think he was expecting that it was real people too. Yeah. Yeah. So he did a little bit of I think it was mostly a return to, he did a little bit of EVP work and stuff, but he didn't go into any major investigation because he's been there so many times. Yeah. It was good. A lot of exploring. Yeah. A lot of reviewing things that he'd seen in the past. He wanted to go back and check again. Mm-hmm. I thought it was okay. It was good. Yeah. I didn't mind it at all. It was refreshing. Yeah.
And I liked his investigating.
You know, he wasn't out there with all the cat balls and the this and the that, trying to make up something that wasn't there. Yeah. You know, you don't always get wild evidence. Yeah. In fact, you rarely get wild evidence. Yeah. The reality is most of these stuff that you see on YouTube are crap. Yeah. They've made it up because ghosts do not dance on command. No. And they certainly don't put on a whole show for you. Yeah. You're lucky to get a couple of EVPs or maybe a shadow sighting in one episode. Yeah. Or in one evening or one 24-hour period. It's very, very rare to get a really solid night of evidence like that you could put into a show and say it all happened in one night.
Yeah.
You know, over several days maybe, and then splice it all together and pretend it was in one night.
Yeah.
But certainly not. Yeah. So it was good. I liked. You know what? I haven't watched much of Moxley in a while, so I think I might go back and watch some more again.
Yeah.
I'm going to wait for the next one. He says every Wednesday he's got a new episode coming out, and I'm going to watch for the next one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. So that was the first one that we saw. The second one, you know, we were just in one of those moods where it's like, oh, God, I don't know what I want to watch. Yeah. You know, so we went back again to something that we'd seen quite some time back. And it was Shane Pittman's group, The Searchers. Now they had, well, we'd seen the first couple of episodes, and then the third episode of their show was the one that we watched today.
Right.
And it was good. It was just as good as the other two. Yeah. Very well done. Very professionally done.
Yeah.
Very clear in the formula that they use for investigating. You got the interview, the investigation, and then the the follow-up at the end.
Yeah.
And it was very well done. This one was called The Haunting of Aberdeen Johnson.
Yeah.
And they were going to go to two sites, the Josephine Hotel and then the Poly Jail. And it was really good. I really enjoyed it. A little bit of disembodied voices. They mostly used the spirit box.
Right.
And that's where they got a good portion of their answers and questions and stuff.
Yeah.
Not a lot of other stuff. He did, Shane at one point went over where he had seen a full-bodied apparition once before on these stairs. And he was, I think, hoping to find it again, but it didn't happen.
Well, it's, again,
yep.
They don't dance on command.
No, they don't. So it was really, really well done. And it was supposed to be part 1. Part 2, so they did the Josephine Hotel, talked about a bunch of the stuff that had gone on. This town sounds like it's wildly haunted. But the Poly Jail, which is where they're supposed to go to next, that episode hasn't come out yet.
Yeah.
So, Shane, where is it?
Yes.
Check your Twitter account. I tweeted you. Where is it? Because I would love to see what happens. Yeah. Apparently, the jail is right across the street from the hotel that they were at.
Yeah.
And Aberdeen Johnson was this guy who raped, I don't know if he murdered this woman.
No, he just
raped her. Yeah. Just, like, that's not bad enough, right? Yeah. And so he was arrested, was going to be put in jail. He was put in jail, pending trial. And some of the townsfolk decided, nope, they're not going to have any of that. They handcuffed the sheriff to a pipe and went in and took him out.
Yeah.
And
got a blacksmith to break into the
jail. Yeah, because it's a really, really cool jail, like all metal and iron and stuff. Is very neat. So they broke him out, and somewhere along the way there to the tree where they were going to hang him, somebody shot him because I guess they got a little anxious and were getting excited and wanted to shoot him. So he shot him, but he shot him in the head, like he wasn't dead.
No, he got a shot in the hip.
I thought he said head.
No, hip.
Okay. Anyway, he's shot. And they string him up on the closest tree they can find because they don't want him to die before they get the chance to string him up. Yeah. And they hang him by the hands. So they didn't use a hangman's noose. They hung him up by the hands, and then they asked if anybody there in the crowd had a reason to hate him or whatever. They were allowed to shoot him. He got shot 250 times. They said by the time everybody finished shooting, there was not much more than his neck hanging there.
Yeah.
Like everything from the waist, like the neck down, I guess, was pretty much gone.
And
that's kind of gross.
To make matters worse, they castrated him.
Oh, they castrated him before they hung him. They said that was very common practice back in those days. Yeah, we should go back to those days, I think, in some ways.
Yeah.
Might teach a few people a few things. I'm going to lose my twigs and berries if I get caught. Well, actually, no, that would just create more murders than anything. Anyway, it was a really good episode. I'm still looking forward to the rest of it. Hopefully, it comes soon.
Yeah. Hopefully.
I really like that series.
Yeah.
And I
it
feel
was so well done.
Yeah, and I'm feeling a little cheated that they only did the 3, and then that's it.
Yeah.
I'll watch more if it comes. They have a podcast.
But I don't
want a podcast from them because I'm spoiled now with the investigations, with the videos.
Yeah.
So now I want that. That's what I want.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Anyway, there was a couple of good shows. Happy to watch more of both. They were very well done, both of them.
Really well done.
Yeah. The only thing about Moxley I find is sometimes I have a hard time understanding him because his accent is so thick.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Yeah. Sometimes it's like, what did you say? He's got a very, very thick accent.
Yeah.
But I like him. I liked his style. I like that he just doesn't sit back and did you hear that? Well, no. Go look. Go look. And he does. He goes and to his credit, I like that. I like investigators who investigate.
Yeah.
That's what I want. That's what I want to see.
And he doesn't polish the rubbish. Yeah.
Polish the rubbish? Yeah. What does that mean?
Well, you're going to fake something, make it shiny and, believable.
Yeah, yeah.
And he doesn't do that.
No, he doesn't.
Just, he'll say, oh, nothing here.
From what we've seen so far, yeah, I quite liked it. We did start to watch a Side-Eye Guy video today.
Oh, God.
We stopped with that one.
Yeah, he's so boring.
Well, no, he isn't always boring, but that particular episode was. Yeah. It wasn't his normal particular stuff that we usually watch. Yeah. He was spending some time alone in the basement at the Conjuring house, and it was really quite dry.
Yeah.
So, we watched most of it, then we ended up turning it off because we got sidelined with, supper and stuff and never went back to it. So,
no.
That's not one that I would watch again. And
no.
And I know what I want to watch from him is the fun debunking sort of.
Yeah.
And it's not always debunking either. It's just making fun of stuff. Yeah. And I like that.
Fun of the
paranormal world.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's
the scammers.
Yeah. I find that amusing and he's just witty and it's fun that way. But this one wasn't so much the same. You could tell he was trying really hard, but I didn't like it. He even had a mask on. Yeah. That looked like his Side-Eye Guy.
Yeah.
That was funny. That was funny. But yeah, no, it wasn't my cup of tea today.
No.
Yeah. But we're not really reviewing that one.
No.
I guess we sort of did, didn't we?
Oh, yeah. Shit.
Yeah. Anyway, that was our story for today. So we've got Moxley's Paranormal World and The Searchers episode 3.
Yeah.
That's what we've got. Yeah. Have a great day wherever you are in this big wide world.
Happy hunting.
Happy haunting. Bye now.